Hey everybody, it's your girl T Gray. Welcome to the Love Below, and I have with me you guys somebody super special. Couldn't wait to get him here, Sampson McCormick.
Hey, how are you?
Boy,
We love,
looking
black
all
people
kind of
love on each
good.
other on the love boat.
Hello. Oh, looking all kind of good over there.
Thank you,
I
thank
told him,
you.
you guys, I'm low key jealous. I don't let nobody pop more than me
Well, we gonna do it today. You see the
today.
sparkles? It's just for y'all now.
Today. So welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. We just gonna jump right into it. So you've had a lot of experiences, different from mine, of course. Are there anything that you may say is still taboo about sex?
um, I think that we now as a society we're moving to a place where we're able to have conversations. But as far as the black community goes, we still have a lot of we obviously we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the pregnancy rates, if you look at the STD rates, if you look at the HIV rates, if you look at all these different the divorce rates and all these other things,
Right,
Twitter
right.
after dark, all the different things, we're clearly doing things.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're in denial about it because we don't talk about it. We don't talk about gay sex. We don't talk about how we like to have open relationships. A lot of us are in open relationships and we don't
And
know it.
don't
Or
say
we,
nothing about it.
or
Right.
we know it, but we're in denial about it. We just aren't open about sexuality. And it's time for us to really get comfortable in it. But we'll get into that later. And one of the first things we're going to have to do is step away from the church and open our minds.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that has conditioned us into groupthink, we're going to
Yes.
have to go back and undo it.
Yes.
Hmm.
So when you say something being conditioned as groupthink, um, do you think that society puts limits as far as being able to be just as open as you want to in the bedroom? Do you think there's a stigma with that, with how freaky you can be?
There is, but it's so contradictory because we shame people for being free sexually, but look at
Yes.
all the number one hits on the radio usually are either something pertaining to
Everything is sexually
self-esteem
driven.
because
Yeah.
we do everybody. I don't care who you are. In some capacity, you struggle with self-esteem. In some capacity,
Mm-hmm.
especially the more confident they act, the more fucked up their self-esteem is. And then,
Y'all, I'm putting that shit on the shirt. But
um,
that was, yeah.
and we sing about sex. It's in movies. It's everywhere. Sex sells.
Of course.
Okay, if sex wasn't such a powerful tool to sell to do whatever, we wouldn't be having this conversation about sex. But obviously,
Right.
we're in denial about it. Obviously, we aren't having conversations, but we obviously all love it.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to get to a point where we can really talk about it.
Yeah. What would be your best piece of sex advice?
Have fun.
Amen.
That's it.
Yeah. Enjoy
Have
that shit.
have a good time. The more you think about, am I doing this right? I mean, which granted, especially for a lot of men, y'all need to.
Talk
Effort
to
is
'em.
nice, okay?
Talk to 'em.
Effort is good. Effort is important. And if you don't have a good effort or stroke game, don't ask us to say your name. Because I'm gonna call somebody else's name that I wish was there.
Let me tell you. Let me
I'm
tell
gonna be
you.
upset. I'm gonna make sure I keep fresh batteries in the remote so we can change that
Yes.
remote. And if none of that works and I'm still miserable, I'm gonna want your EBT card or your credit card. So first of all, if he got an
Something.
EBT card, he ain't getting in my bed. Even though,
That free food stuff.
you know what? Even if the dude has a good stroke game or whatever, though, they don't have shit, including an EBT card. They want to use yours.
Amen. But
But
you
they,
know
but
what?
they, but the do me
I
good,
just
girl.
had
Let
an
me
interview
good.
recently, and we were talking about faking it and how
No, it's 2019. We ain't
people
doing that.
now, some people think that their dick game is on just on 1,000. They think they so good, but it's because people lead them on to believe that shit. Don't do that.
Mm-mm.
Don't do that. Be real. Be real with your partner. And when it's not all that great, be confident enough to say, "Okay, it was nice to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye bye."
Yeah, don't come back again. Give me my chicken back, bitch. You know, you. I don't know, but again, we are not comfortable enough. Like we can sit here and do it, but I mean, think about how hard it would be for us to verbally say to our partner, whoever that person may
Right.
be, or those people, because I every now and then during a full moon I think a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Those people may be,
Yeah.
and say, hey, this is what I like. And I think that, again, going back to the music and stuff, goes back to self esteem. Like,
Yes.
you demanding what it is that turns you on. And I think the best sexual experiences are when two people can go in there with this, um, with a mutual goal to please themselves and each other.
Yes.
You got to do the things you
Yes.
like. You also have to figure out the things the other person likes and create that balance to create that
Most
experience.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So, in being an openly gay comedian, first off, kudos to you for that.
Thank you. Almost
Because
20 years. I was
you
one of the first black gay stand up comedians out.
out. Yes, I was just about to get I was just about to get there because there's a fair number who aren't out.
Who aren't?
And had asked him, you guys, before the camera got going good, whether or not being closeted versus being open makes a difference
It
in the
absolutely does.
bedroom.
Oh, well, again, I think that comes down to open mindedness. A lot of people look at me however they want to, which these days I don't care how nobody look at me. I tell people, I think the best experiences come from people who are either bi curious
Mm-hmm.
because they're open to it, their mind is open. Whenever you go
Right.
into that, when you can't, and this is why I talk, like, I have straight male friends who talk to me about their women, because women are more open with gay men because it's like they want to know how men think and things like that, and they
Yes.
give parts of ourselves, not that part, but they give parts of themselves to us that straight men usually don't get because straight men don't deserve it. You don't earn it, okay?
Yes.
You have to never stop working to earn your woman,
Amen.
okay? Um, it creates enthusiasm. The last thing you want to, and this is sad that a gay man has to tell y'all this,
Talk to him. Get
but
him
the
right.
last thing that you want to have to do is get a woman excited about you, because if she's not excited about you outside of the bedroom, she's not going to be excited about you in there.
Yes.
Unless you got some daddy issues, but that's another story. um, any woman who really is trying to build something with you, and usually if a woman isn't interested in you anymore, they check out a long time before they break up with your ass.
That's true.
But you have to keep her enthusiastic about you, because the best way to create an exciting experience in the bedroom is when you have somebody who's excited to be in that motherfucker with you.
Yeah. Most
That's
definitely.
why the first 6 months is fantastic. Y'all are getting to know each other, checking off everybody's brain. You can't stop that after that 6 months. You got to keep surprising her. Women, and this is just a word of advice, women like money. They
That's
like
not
to
a
be
lie.
provided for.
Yes.
Okay, and so you can't be a trash man without no budget, because usually a woman will let you slide if you got cash, but you got to finance that. I'm just saying,
Yes.
you got to
Yes.
pay for your behavior, basically. So you can't have trash dick, shallow pockets, and be ugly, because
Be ugly.
you go in the trash.
Good grief.
That's
But
a
that's real
tragedy.
talk, though. And that's not to say that women are independent, that we don't go to work, that we don't have our own money. But in the grand scheme of a male being a provider and me playing my role, is nothing wrong with what he said, because I know how
At
you
all.
fellas get when it
and
comes to, oh, she just want to know.
no, and
I
grandma,
can have everything.
yeah, and grandma
I
used to
still
say
want
a
you to do.
coochie is not shaped like a pocketbook for no reason.
It's a coin purse.
Little coin purse. You need to be putting coins not in that one. Put it in her hand, and then. But yeah, I mean, and really, if you think about that, and I hold men that I deal with to the same standard. It's not about being a gold digger or any of that type of stuff.
Right.
This is about you showing up, being your very best for the person that you're with.
Yes.
If you're with somebody who's not challenging you in some capacity to be the best that you can be inside the bedroom and out, because a lot of people, they want to save all that foolishness and get in the bedroom and do backflips and swing around on the chandelier and cartwheels and yo-yos and this and that. Do that outside of there too, and expect that from your partner, because there's certain things I will cut off if it ain't happening.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of people don't think that the outside affects the bedroom, or the bedroom then affects what happens outside. For women, that's very big, because even sexually, if I can't trust you sexually, I'm not necessarily going to trust you financially. I'm not going to trust you to make sure that everything's taken care of. I'm not going to trust your advice or things of that nature if I can't trust you in another area.
Mm-hmm.
So those two things do mix, especially for women or people in
It
general.
comes down to security.
It does. It
You
does.
know,
Very much so.
now, and this is a relationship that I'm talking about, as somebody that you're genuinely interested in. If it's just the hookup, then I mean, no, I mean, granted, like some hookups are just flat out hookups. They're like low budget motels. You don't get no snacks. You don't get no cup of water.
No,
Y'all
you know
get
what
over
you
there,
came for.
and then you gotta go.
You know what you came for.
I
Right.
offer snacks. Okay, look, fruit gummies.
So nice.
Fruit gummies, just one pack. No, you don't eat up all my
just
shit.
to restore their sugar when they get finished
Yeah,
with
like,
that
I need
nut.
them.
I get
I need
it.
them. I need them strong.
I
And I need them to get home safe. You
ain't
can't
no
stay
better
with me.
than the Red Cross. I'm gonna take all this blood, give you this orange juice. Come on, give y'all this dick, and you gonna eat these damn fruit snacks.
Welch's fruit snacks. They got them 6 for $1 at Family Dollar. That's what you get.
6 for $1. That's hilarious.
That's all they get. And I've gotten to a point now, and I mean, and I'm very open about this. We, especially in the black community, we don't like to talk about sexuality. Like white women, and we're gonna be real.
Yeah.
White women, like, cause I go out to bars sometimes, and white dudes will come up to me and they go, "Oh God, man, you're fucking hot," and he'll have his girlfriend with him. He'll be like, "Yeah, would you like to lick his butt?" And that would never happen 9 times out of 10 with a black woman.
Never.
Never.
Let me take that back. I'm not going to say never because I know some swingers and they
that's something
they
different.
be all for it. But
That's
on the
something
grand
different.
scheme, no.
But there's
No.
a
There's a
deeper
very
understanding
negative
of
connotation that comes
sexuality
with
with white couples. Whereas black men do that too, but they would never do it in front of their woman. Because women compliment each other all the time on looks, and they can sit on each other's laps and stuff like that. Men, of course, you're human, can look at another man and go, "Oh, he got a nice ass, he looks nice, this and that." A lot of times they will be interested, but they would never say that in front of somebody else. Sometimes that attraction to another man will manifest itself by them calling us faggots. Or whatever, but that's really like
that's
a code
normally
word
a telltale
for saying,
sign.
I want to fuck you. The best way to bring it out of men, and I tell these boys all the time, "You're not my type," and they get upset.
Yes.
And y'all really aren't my type. Y'all are sad.
I can't wait to tell our mutual friend he's not your type.
He's not my type.
Just so I could sit back and wait. Like,
Oh Lord.
It's hilarious to me. You guys will never know.
I know, right?
So last thing, what is most important about sex to you?
Freedom. Freedom of expression, the ability to create a moment. And that's the thing, is we have to really become more liberated. Yes. Sex is to be enjoyed. And I think, again, because of the church, because we don't take the time to talk about the child molesters in our families. When I was growing up, the 2 ways that I was introduced to sex was, number 1, it's a sin. Okay? So if I was taught that if you kiss a girl, you would get her pregnant, you already know the gay sex conversation was not happening. Right. Okay? And number 2, it was, you could go to this babysitter's house or school or whatever, and somebody might touch this or that, and if you do, you should run and scream fire. And everything was negative. There was no distinction between what's good or bad, what should feel good and what shouldn't. We were just taught that it's bad. And I think a lot of us grow up with that in there, and so we take it to different extremes. That's just for some people, mostly who grew up in the church. Now, some people grew up and they got put up on game. They was like, don't have sex with nobody unless you get you a sandwich or $5 or something out of it. Which, if that's how you roll,
there it is.
I need to get out here and get me some gift cards or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But really defining what it is for you, and not what anybody else tells you what it should be. not what your friends think it should be. Do what feels good to you, and don't be afraid to change it up.
Yeah,
Have
most
fun with it.
definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely. So thank you so much for being on the Love Below. I truly, truly appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
For everybody who hasn't seen you, hasn't followed you, please tell everybody how they can get to you.
Yes, so you have to. I have a new film out called A Different Direction. It has Miss Laura Hayes from the Queens of Comedy.
Oh,
She
and I
plays my
love
mom,
her.
sweetheart. Daryl Stevens, who was on the groundbreaking black gay sitcom Noah's Ark, me. And you can watch that at SampsonComedy.com. Just go click on the YouTube link. The video is the first video on the YouTube channel. SampsonComedy.com, SAMPSON, comedy.com, and Instagram at Sampson McCormick, at SAMP. SON. Get your phones out
There you
at
go.
SAMP. And if you watch it on your phone, pause for a second at SAMPSON MCCORMICK. And I'm on Christian Mingle. I'm just playing. But please, keep up online, get out to a show. I tour nationally. I've been doing that now for almost 20 years. Black Don't Crack. Hello.
Hello.
And keep supporting black people who are doing things. And independent art, because that's where it is. We still give you your money's worth.
Most definitely.
We
Most
got
definitely. So he's done so many things, you guys, and I asked him earlier what was it that he has not done. But this man is super, super talented. You would be a fool not to see the movies that he has made himself.
Oscar nominated. We did a
Hello.
film in 2017 that was nominated for an Oscar in independent narrative category. It's directed by Shane Watson. It's the same category that Spike Lee's earlier films were nominated in. It's a film called I Live Here. It should be available online soon, but we've been showing that all around the country. It's creating incredible dialogue around sexuality, and also what a lot of black people forget is, yeah, sure, some of us are gay, but at the end of the day, if we're sitting in the car together and we get pulled over, we're going to have the same experience as black people
Yes.
before either of us open our mouths.
Yes.
A lot of people, they say, oh, well, the thinking seems to be, oh, well, if you're gay, you have to choose your gayness over your blackness.
No.
And I think
That's
looking
crazy.
at me, you can see there's clearly no choice. And I'm going to love who I love, so we're going to have to find a way to get out of that. But anyway, the film focuses on just the dualities between blackness and gayness, or whatever you want to call it. There's A Different Direction, which is out. And I have a couple projects that are coming down the pipeline that I'm really excited about, and shooting a new 30-minute comedy special in the next few months.
Oh,
It'll be my fourth.
Shucks. Oh, shucks. I'm excited.
And I'm still selling.
Coming.
It's going to be in North Hollywood.
I'm coming.
So we got to find a way. It'll be 2 shows. We'll have a date soon. And I'm still selling weed and stuff on the side.
Oh, well, you should have started the interview with that.
Yeah, I still sell weed on the side. Because I like the finer things in life. So you need multiple streams of income.
Indeed you do.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Indeed you do. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
You
you.
guys, this is Sampson McCormick. This is The Love Below. We out, you guys.